Hey guys, this is going to be the last video that I cover on the 3x3 layer by layer method. I've got two scrambled cubes here, and I'm just going to do a very quick example solve on both these cubes using the same method that I did in my tutorial. So starting with the first one, here we go. We've got one white edge lined up with the yellow center already. Here's another one here, bring that up. Here's another one here, which is an interesting spot because we're going to need to turn it like that, bring that back up, and then restore this one here. And the final one, here we go, turning that down, but if I move that like that, it's going to kick this one out, so we need to turn the top layer so there's a free slot there for it to come into. There we go. Now making the white cross, we've got here blue, turning it to fine blue, there we go, turning it 180 degrees, orange, the same, red lining up to the red, and finally the green one lining up with the green one. So the next step was to do the white corners, and here's one here with blue and red. Moving it until we find the blue and the red centers and do the sexy move. Orange and blue. Sexy again. Green and red, above the green and red centers. Sexy again. And then finally the orange and green. It goes. Okay, moving along to the second layer, and here we've already got one in the right spot, green with orange on top, so moving it away from the orange, and we do sexy and rotate and sexy. Next, here we go, we've got red and blue, blue on the side, sexy, rotate, sexy, blue and orange, blue on the side, orange on top, orange to the left, rotating away. And we've got no edges on top that don't have yellow, and yet the second layer is not solved because here we go, this one here is flipped. Now remember what we did in the tutorial when I showed what happens with this case. Just do the sexy algorithm, rotate, do the sexy again, and it'll put the corner back in spot, and it will bring the edge to the top layer. So here it is lined up, red, green on top, turning it away, sexy, rotate, sexy. Okay, so moving along, we need to build the yellow cross, and we've got a horizontal line, so holding it so it's horizontal, pulling the front side away, sexy, front side up. Next was to line up the edges, and here we go, we've already got two lined up. They are already in the back and the left, so do the first three moves are sexy, turning the top again, turning the right away, bringing the top towards you twice and back down, and if we line the centers back up, we'll see that all the edges are lined up with the centers now. And we've also skipped a step by all the yellow corners are facing upright. This one here is already in place, so coming along here we've got orange and blue, pulling it down, moving it across and bring that back up. Rotate the top to find the orange and the blue centers, edges, I beg your pardon. Pulling that down, moving that back across and lifting it back up. There we go. Orange and green. And then finally, green and red. And there we go. So moving on to the second cube. And again, we've already got one edge up in the daisy. Here's one here. Another one. And the final one right there. And orange. Rotating till we've got the blue over the blue, green over the green, and red over the red. And the corners, red and blue, blue and orange, green and red, and we already had the green and orange in there after we did the cross. Okay, looking at the top layer, orange on the side, blue on top, moving it away from the blue center, and sexy, rotate, left hand sexy, that's in where it goes. Next one here, green and red on top, moving it away, left hand sexy, rotate, right hand sexy, and once again, only yellow left in the top of the second layer, not solved because we've got an edge in here flipped. So holding the right hand side, right hand sexy, rotate left hand sexy to put the corner back in, Green on the side, move it above the green, yellow, orange on top, moving it away from the orange. Right hand sexy, rotate, left hand sexy. Next step, the white, yellow cross. Front side down, sexy, front side back up. And now here's a situation I didn't cover in the 3x3 tutorial. Moving around, trying to line up the edges. I can get two, but they're adjacent from each other. So I'm just going to do that. Move first three of sexy, top side away, right side up, top side towards twice, bring it back down, and here we got now adjacent each other, in the back, in the left. Do the same again, realign the edges to the centres, and we have all of them in their correct spot. Okay, so moving on the yellow corners, we skipped this step in the one we just solved a minute ago. Holding the cube upside down, remember, and finding a yellow corner that isn't solved. Forming sexy until it is solved. Rotate the bottom layer till you have another yellow corner not solved. And doing the same again until all the yellow corners are solved. Realign the top layer so that all the edges are lined up with the centres. Finding here that again we've got one corner already solved. Orange and blue. Pulling it down, turning it away, pulling it back up. Turning the top layer until we've got the orange and blue centres, edges. Orange and green. And finally the red and green. And there we go. See that? Thanks for watching.